Hey, I'm Randy, and you're watching The Cheap Audio Man. And today, we're doing our first ever speaker tier list. Okay? So I don't really know how to do this. Other people have done it, like Josh Valor and Doug over at DMS, and they are the ones that inspired me to do this. And it's okay, because I reached out to Josh. I said, Josh, can I do a speaker tier list? Because he created everything from his mind. He created science. And anyway, he said, yeah, go for it, man. He's not in control of everything, but he is the boss of me. Okay, so speaker tier list. We have, I think, about 30, maybe 31. And we don't have a lot of real estate here, so I put everything down here at the bottom. Doesn't mean that that is where those speakers go, but let's get started. Let's get started and do the speaker tier list. Okay. So some of these look awful similar, so I may have to, it may not actually be the picture, but I'm going to say the model name. All right, what should we start with? Let's start with something good. Something good. Okay, and, all right, this tier is based on value. All right? So there may be a speaker that maybe sounds better than the speaker I put in S tier, and S tier is the best, or A tier, or what have you. But this is going to be based on purely on value. So best bang for your buck. All right, let's start off with something good. This is probably an easy one for everybody. This is the Sony SS-CS5, and that goes into S tier. Bang for your buck. It is the best speaker out there. Doesn't have a ton of bass, but if you get the positioning right or get a subwoofer with it, it really is nearly unrivaled. All right, let's fill out B tier a bit just so that we can have a bit of room. Actually, we're just going to move all this stuff around. All right, so this is the Cambridge Minx. We're going to move that up here. We're going to do something bad now. That is it's either the S20 or the S15 from Polk. All right, so we're going to move some speakers so we have some room, and we're going to go down to F tier. All right, Polk S15, veiled, overpriced at times, boomy, muddy in the bass, nothing but mid bass and treble on that one. All right, Polk S15, F tier. All right, we'll move this one over here. All right, let's say Polk S15. So, okay, no. We're going to do a good one now. We're going to do another good one. Where is it? JBL Stage A130, S tier. It's awesome. One of the best speakers you can get when it's on sale for $180 or $79. That speaker retails for $300. Don't buy it when it's $300. At $180, it is one of the best speakers that you can get. Has great soundstage, easily disappears, aluminum dome tweeter, I believe. Fantastic. Very linear response, flat response, not fatiguing. Fantastic speaker. Okay. All right, now let's do, where's the T15? Okay, Polk, T15, F tier. Sorry, Polk. Just not a good speaker. Veiled, muffled. The only place that speaker should live is as a surround speaker somewhere. And even a surround speaker, it's just not good. And it's overpriced. Sometimes it's like $60. It's not even worth $60, in my opinion. I'd steer clear of it. But they're ubiquitous. They're everywhere. If you look on Amazon, there's like 5,000 positive reviews. But it's not for me. Okay, and I don't think it should be for you, but I'm sorry. If it's for you, that's fine. All right, I'm going to take a drink of coffee, and hopefully this isn't gross, okay? I'll edit this out, maybe. Okay, let's see. Let's get a C tier here. Micah, RB42, C tier. I know a lot of people really love that speaker, but it's very rolled off on top. It has very low sensitivity and it's very small. So it really only fits into a desktop situation When you either A, really like a rolled off speaker, or B, have very lively electronics, that's the only place that, oh, and you need a ton of power. So even though it's $150, you have to take into consideration how much you have to spend on the amps to drive it. So I know a lot of people love it. It's a wonder how they got all that bass into such a small package. It's built incredibly well. But from a pure sound perspective and a pure value perspective, it's actually C tier. All right. Let's see, Yamaha S803, B tier. It could be A tier because sometimes it goes down to $150. So around the $150 to $160 range, great speaker. It's scooped out. So the mids are, it's a U-shaped speaker, okay? But it soundstages well. It doesn't have crazy amounts of clarity, but there is some sparkle there. It's a very good speaker if it's kind of your first foray into hi-fi. Yamaha S03, also front ported, so you can get it very close to a wall. Very good speaker. It's a very good speaker. I like it. I like it. That whole line, S805, S807, very good. Yeah, okay. So let's go with let's do a Dolly. All right, so this is either the Dolly Spectre 1 or the Dolly Spectre 2. We're gonna go, let's see, we're gonna go B tier. This is a Spectre 2, $350. Pretty neutral, actually it's very neutral. Doesn't have as much excitement on top, but that's okay, because once you listen to it for a while, it gets very good. Soundstages very well, images very well, plays very big. Great bass, tone, and texture. Okay, I know this is a mess. Here, let's move as many of these down as we can. Okay. Oh, Yamaha S801. I'm going A tier with this one. The reason why is this is one of the best values for a true desktop solution. Very small. They can be had for around $99. So I would rather someone buy the S801 than the Mica RB42. S801, a lot easier to drive. Sounds great. Soundstage as well. Very good speaker again. All right. Did we do the Minx? All right, we're going to leave Minx in A tier. Very good. Okay, no, we did not do Minx. Cambridge Audio, Minx XL. Price moves around on this one a little bit too, but if you can get them, I bought them for $225, and that was actually a pretty good deal. However, when they're in stock, sometimes they go down to around $160. $160, definitely A tier. Very neutral speaker, although has enough sparkle, has enough bass that it's great. And it's small, so you can use it as a desktop solution. So these S801 by Yamaha and the Cambridge Minx XL. Pretty good. All right. So this is the Polk S20. We'll put you down here. We'll just put all these down here. Mica RB42. No, MB42X. That's right. MB42X. I'm going to go D tier. And I'll move some of these out of here. That's what we'll do. All right, D tier. It's super bright. I don't know. Yeah, it has a crossover. They're cheap, but I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me, really. Okay, let's go. Elac Unifi Reference $1,000 speaker just came out. Sounds very, 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 very good. Very good. Now, sounds great. It's also $1,000. So from a pure value perspective, it's going to go in C tier. Sorry, but hey, to redeem ourselves, we're going to put the Elac Unifi UB52 or Unifi 2.0, whatever you want to say it. That's going in A tier. Or S tier, excuse me. The reason that one goes into S tier is it does probably 80% of what the Elac Unifi Reference does, at less than half the cost. Crazy amounts of bass. I will say about the 2.0, Elac Unifi 2.0, there's a significant amount of break-in. And I know break-in is somewhat controversial, but for me, it took a while for these things to open up. And so if you get those, and I think they can be had for less than $500 now, if you get them, just bear in mind it's going to need a lot of break-in. Okay, let's go a different brand. How about, let's do a Kef. I think Kef's buried in here. Here we go. All right, Kef. Here we go. Q150. When they are on sale for $300, they are absolutely B tier. All right, they're very good. They're a bit warm. For me, though, I kind of like a little bit lush speaker, and they kind of lean lush. They retail, I think, for $500 or $600, and they are not worth it at that price. However, at $300, absolutely are they worth it, and they're, in my opinion, a B-tier speaker. Okay, let's do some clips. Let's do some clips, baby. Okay, I got a lot of clips on here. We're going to say this one is the, and I think it is, the Klipsch RP400M D tier. The reason why it's D tier, let's move the Elac over here. The reason why it is D tier is it sounds very good. It has a incredible amount of bass. You know what? We're going to move it up to C tier and D tier. D tier because of the price. Klipsch pricing, whatever, they don't, it's all over the map, okay? So oftentimes the RP400M will be more expensive than the RP600M, which is strange to me. So normally, and I don't even know what the pricing is because it bounces around so much. So D tier, sounds great, but when you have the S801 up there, that does a lot of stuff, and the Cambridge Minx XL, a little bit bigger, but still does a lot of stuff right. 400M, RP400M, not a great value. Sounds good, but not a great value. All right, what's next? Let's do Elac Debut Reference. Debut Reference. C, B, C, B. We'll go B tier. I love that speaker. One of my favorite speakers, but at $600 with the Unifi 2.0, it's okay. So the reference is warmer than the Elac Unifi 2.0. It's also more expensive. So if the Unifi reference was $500, it would be A tier or even S tier. All right, let's do another clip. Oh, let's do Polk. Polk R100. I'll go B tier. It sounds fantastic. It's really, 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 really good. Depending upon where that tweeter is, though, it can be a bit much on top. It's fantastic, but it's $600. And actually, it's probably... I'm going to move it down actually to C tier. Sorry, the dog's barking. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here? All right, this is Elac Debut B5.2 A tier. The pricing on this moves around a little bit. Oftentimes it will go down to $200, and at $200 that is absolutely an A tier speaker. I actually think the 5.2 sounds better than the 6.2, has a bit more bass, so absolutely A tier. So now we're talking about it, we're going to move the 6.2 down to B tier, C tier. Okay, I have owned that speaker 3 times, and it never quite opened up. In speaking to some of my patrons that have it, they told me that it actually does open up, but it takes a long time, like 100 hours or more. So mine never truly opened up. I did get them to sound very good when I had them slammed all the way against the wall, because they sounded like they were so mid-forward and almost bright. Getting them all the way up against the wall was the only way that I brought the bass up to what I felt was balanced. Okay? So they're going into C tier simply because I've been told by people that I trust that they're pretty decent. I never quite heard it, but they can go on sale down to $250. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good value. All right, we're going to call this the KEF Q350. Normally, it is a $750 speaker. It goes on sale to $500. It's pretty good. At $500, it's probably a B tier. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have? We have, okay, this is, I believe, the Klipsch R51M. We're going to move some of these out of there. Klipsch R51M is F tier. Not a great speaker, especially at its price. Probably one of the worst values on the table. The Sony SSCS5 does absolutely everything better than the Klipsch R51M and is significantly less expensive. The R51 can go up to be almost $250, maybe even almost $300. Not a good speaker. It is shouty, it is nasally, it is fatiguing, lack of bass. Not a good speaker, in my opinion, especially what they're trying to charge for it. All right, let's go KEF LS50. F tier. That speaker has no bass. Yes, there's some redeeming factors to it. It is very detailed. It is built like a tank. At $1,500 or $1,400 or whatever it is, not a good value. You get half a speaker, maybe 3/4 of a speaker. You really need a subwoofer to fill those out. They start to roll off probably around 90 hertz or lower. They're not a good speaker. But the Q150 and the Q350, are good speakers when they're on sale. All right. The weird thing is KEF Q350 and Q150 go on sale quite a bit, and when they're at their sale price, they're actually pretty good. But LS50 Meta or whatever it is rarely goes on sale. All right, what do we have left here? We have, what is that? Oh, Diamond, Wharfdale Diamond 12.2. Let's see, we're going to move this to, we're going to go B tier. Move the dolly out of the way. All right, B tier, $500. Gorgeous, wonderfully built. Very neutral. So if you're into a really neutral speaker, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Some people may say that it's boring. I would argue if you give it a chance and let it run for a while, it's fantastic. Actually, I think I'm going to put mine up today. I love that speaker. Ooh, Numi. BS5. S tier. It's $100. Front ported. Much more neutral than the SSCS5. Fantastic. Fantastic. Maybe lacks a little bit of excitement on the top end, but it is very, very well behaved. Front ported. It's built really well. It's a fantastic speaker for $99. Uh-oh. Fantastic speaker. I like the Numi. I like the Numi. Okay, what do we have here? We have the Wharfdale Evo 4.2. Fantastic speaker if you get it placed right. It's $1,000 though, so we're gonna go C tier. for the Wharfdale Evo 4.2. I did a review of that just recently. Placement is very critical for this speaker. AMT tweeter also has a very large 2-inch soft dome mid-range driver. If you don't get the placing right, it's not going to sound its best. So also $1,000, so C tier for that one. Okay, so this is the Polk S20 on sale. We'll call this a C tier. Very U-shaped speaker, but I would call this kind of like a party speaker. U-shaped, lots of treble, lots of bass, but it's not sloppy bass like the S15 is. Huge. We'll go down to, I think, 38 hertz. It's a big speaker. Might as well just be a short tower speaker. Great speaker though, and on sale. Very good value if you know what you're getting yourself into, if you like a U-shaped speaker. It images and sound stages much better than the ATI series, I think, from Polk. So S20 is a good speaker, especially when it's on sale. Let's see, Elac WB6. We will go B tier with that one. One of my most favorite speakers because it sound stages and images so well. It's rolled off on top, so there's not a huge amount of detail. And if you listen to it compared to, let's say, I don't know, stage A130 or Klipsch, it's going to sound much more boring than those speakers. However, it has so many redeeming factors. The bass is, I would say, probably emphasized, so it gives a very big sound to it. If you give it a chance, though, and you listen to it, some of that upper treble detail starts to come back because you get used to it. A very good speaker. Discontinued, though, still can be found. I think they're about $230. All right, Klipsch. Heresy. I'm gonna go D tier with the Heresy. It's $3,000. It is the most expensive speaker on here. It has magic, but at $3,000, it needs to have a ton of magic. If you like that sound, absolutely, the Heresy is worth it. I've heard getting it off the floor. I got them off the floor a little bit, but mostly I just listen to them on the floor. Has some magic, okay? But it's also $3,000. So we'll call it D tier. We're not going to do E tier. That's just, we're not doing it. Did I move the Spectre? Okay, so we have the Spectre 1 and the Spectre 2. I think we're called, I don't know which one is which. We'll call the Spectre 2, we're running a room on B tier, but it is a B tier speaker. We'll move some of these over a little bit. We will call the Spectre 2 $350. Does some good things. You know what? I left Q Acoustics off here. Q Acoustics are both good. Sorry. We had like 30 something speakers, so I can't do them all. Okay, Spectre 2. 5¼ inch, $350. Oh. D tier. Sorry, Dolly. They're good. They're good, but they're just a little bit overpriced. With like the Elac B5.2, it does a lot of what the Spectre 2 does. You know what? Let's move it up to C tier. It's good, but $350, it's pushing it. Okay. Let's see. What do we have here? We have one of these is the RP600M. We're going to say this one's the RP600M. Ooh. This is going to shock some people. No, let's call this RP500M. A tier. I actually like the RP500M. One of my favorite speakers when it's on sale. And again, they have so many different pricing. I don't know when it's on sale. I think it goes on sale for around $275, $250. At that price, absolute buy. I think it's better than the RP600M. I think it has more bass and it's more balanced with the rest of the frequency response. So, to me, the RP500M absolutely A tier when it's on sale. And who knows what it's going to cost. All right. Let's call this one the RP 600M. That will go into B tier when it's on sale for $377. When it is $630, it's F tier. So we'll call it B tier at $377. Again, some magic. Can be a bit forward, not a bit, can be forward and in the upper mid-range. At $377 though, it's a pretty solid buy. So it's a fun speaker. It's a fun speaker. And if you have the ability to EQ, bring some of that upper mid-range down around 2000 hertz, it's a fine speaker. It's good. All right, what do we have left? We'll call this a Spectre 1. We'll put this, oh, we already did that one. We'll call this one the Spectre 1. We're going to put that in C tier as well. I know we're running out of space here. Okay. So what do we got across the top? S tier, we have Sony SSCS5s. They go down to $75. At $75, it is an absolute no-brainer buy. Even at $120, it's pretty much a buy. Stage A130s by JBL. At $180, an absolute buy. Fantastic speaker. Elac Unifi 2.0 at $477 or $500. Fantastic speaker. Again, remember, it's got to break in for a while. Numi BS5s, $100. One of the best neutral front ported speakers you can get. So all of those are extremely high value. A tier, we have the Yamo S801, Cambridge Minx XL, the Elac Debut B5.2, and the Klipsch RP 500M. 803s, S803s on B tier. That is the KEF Q150. Then we have the Elac Debut Reference, KEF Q350, and Wharfdale Diamond 12.2, Elac Debut B6, if you can still find them, and Klipsch RP 600M, Mica RB42 down in C tier, Elac Unifi Reference, fantastic sounding speaker, but it's expensive. We have the Polk R100, fantastic sounding speaker, but it's a bit expensive. Elac Debut B6.2, Evo by Wharfdale 4.2, Polk S20, and looks like we have both the Spectre 1 and Spectre 2 in C tier. Both great speakers, but they're both a little bit too expensive. D tier, Mica MBX, MB42X, RP400M by Klipsch, Heresy by Klipsch, and I think this is, okay, this is the RB51 2. At $200, that's actually a C tier speaker, not B tier speaker. At $200, B tier. Actually, at $200, we're going to say this is an A tier speaker because this sounds awful similar to the RP500M. Actually, the RB51-2, I think it's, yeah, RB51-2 is actually the grandfather to the RP500M. So at $200, it is B tier. Very good deal, because the RP500M, again, you don't know where the price is. Actually, the RB51-2 used to be $150. Then it went up to $250. Now it's down to $200. So, but that's discontinued. Okay. So if you want to support the channel, you can sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/cheapaudioman. You can also use any of the links in here. They are affiliate links, so I do get a commission if you use the links. You can also sign up for Amazon Music HD for free, or Amazon Music for free. Click on the link, scroll down to the bottom. You can also sign up for Amazon Music. Click on the link, sign up. You get 3 months of music for free. I think 3 months of Disney Plus for free, and I get a couple of dollars. We're also doing a raffle. CSS Audio reached out to me. We're doing a raffle, probably going to end today. But don't worry about it, because we're probably going to be doing one for Veterans Day. But it's for Homes for Our Troops. Great veterans organization that I support. All the details, if you click on the link, you'll see all the details. So, don't binge watch anything on Netflix or Hulu. Binge listen through any of these 30-odd speakers, except for probably avoid the F tier. and fill your soul with happiness. And with that, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man.